There are a variety of different options you can go when modifying your vehicle. You can go exterior, you can go interior, you can go suspension, or even go full motor. We ended up doing one of those options today, and we ended up going with the rear adjustable sway bar from Stita. I feel like this is going to change the whole dynamics of how this car performs. And I'm really excited to throw this thing on because it's one of those options I've always wanted to do to the car, but never actually pulled the trigger to go do it. So if you guys aren't familiar with the car already has already on already, we have so many different mods that are already on here that should complement how well the sway bar should perform. Some of those options that we do currently have on the car now are rear lower control arms from UMI. We also have a UMI Panhard bar that is adjustable. We have a BMR Panhard bar brace. And lastly enough, we have a rear strut tower brace from SR Performance. All those mods that we currently have on just the rear end of the car should help out how well this rear end should perform. So the question you might be asking yourself is, why are you getting a sway bar? What is the purpose of it? The reason I'm getting a sway bar is so I don't end up in the rocks over there. I end up getting this because I want to make sure that this car handles to the best of its ability, so it's more of like a street track build some sort of way. But also the main reason why I'm getting this too is because I've been hearing a lot of squeaking in the rear end. It's just bothering the hell out of me. It's starting to sound like a hamster running on a wheel. It does it sometimes and it doesn't do it, and I'm just like, I just need to get rid of this whole problem completely. And a lot of you guys that know about these sway bars might be saying, why don't you just get new bushings? No, I am not getting new bushings. If I'm already under the car, I'm going to replace everything and ball out. And also, one last tiny thing, the reason why I'm also getting rid of this rear sway bar in the rear end is because it's just small and all, that's what she said. It's just small, and I'm also feeling a little bit of that body roll in there that I want to eliminate to the best of my possible ability. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to have to suffer through it. But this rear sway bar it's 33 millimeters, and so this thing is going to be a monster. For those of you guys that don't even know what a sway bar is, I should have brought that up at the first point in this video. Essentially, it helps the side-to-side movement of your vehicle to prevent body roll. So when you take a really tight turn, the body isn't moving to one side or another, and it keeps the car planted to the ground as best as it possibly can. Aside from all that information I just gave you guys, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe down below. Now to give you guys a briefing of what we have going on in the future, and one of those things that's going to be happening in the future is a mod list for this car. Now the only reason why I haven't made a mod list for this car is because it seems like I change my mind every 2 seconds when it comes to modding this car, where I'm like, all right, the next mod, the next mod, the next mod, the next mod, and it just goes over and over. And I just sound so repetitive over and over again, where I'm just trying to cut that in half and say, screw it. We are going to be making the mod list for this car for the next video. For those of you guys that have been asking for a mod list through Instagram, TikTok, or even just on here with the YouTube in the comment section, here's your chance to find out finally what this car already has on it. I'm excited to do this video, and unfortunately there's some things I really wish that were already on this car that I could include in that video, but maybe we'll have a part 2 one day of everything else that's going to be on the car in the future. So aside from all that, we're going to get right back into this sway bar video. We're going to go unbox this right now. Well, okay, I lied. We're obviously can't open the box because we're not home, so we actually have to drive home first. So let's do that first, then we'll open the box. I feel like this phone will drop. Well, these things are absolutely huge. These things are literally thick as shit. Like, compared to the original ones that are already on the car, which I'll be showing you guys later in this video, these things are humongous, and I could just tell that these things are going to be a huge upgrade over what was, again, originally on the car. And I think I'm more excited about throwing the end links on than I am of actually throwing the sway bar on, because this is exactly what I was looking for when buying a sway bar. I didn't want just the bar, I didn't want just the bushings, I wanted everything. And this is one of the main reasons why I bought this, because I saw the one on the car that's just literally as skinny as a pencil, if not maybe just a tad bit bigger. But looking at these things are just beefy as hell. I'm excited to throw these things on mainly just so I can at least see them on the car, and even has an engraved Stita logo on there. Like, how cool is that? I think these things are like just, I don't know. I love this already. I'm excited to throw these things on, so let's just jump right into the sway bar. Now that we've gone over the majority of the information that we need to know about this sway bar and all the other boring stuff that goes along with it, I'm eventually going to be driving to my buddy's Joe's house to get this thing installed. And the main reason why is because there are 2 reasons. One, I don't have any tools on me. And 2, he is literally a suspension god. His 1989 240 SX literally rides on rails. It feels like wherever you go, you're riding on a roller coaster, and the underside of that car looks absolutely beautiful. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to install this suspension part onto my car, which motivated me to do my car, than Joe. So we're gonna be driving to his house right now.
You want a dyno, Maggie? Yeah. You gotta include that.
So I just got to Joe's house and we ended up just checking under the car of exactly everything that we needed. And just to give a better explanation of the tools that we're going to be using is we're going to be using
it's a 19mm socket. This is a 15mm socket. This is a 13mm for these, 3/8 ratchet, and a 15 wrench.
Another thing I did on the side note, just to kind of like pick up the speed on this, is I ended up putting these end links on just for now, and I actually made these a little loose just because if I over tighten them, I don't know exactly where they're going to be on the car, just so I can move them around once it's already on there, once I plant these down first. And so by doing so, we did that, and as of right now, we're going to crawl under the car, we're going to take that bar off, and from there, this new bar will jump right on. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, I want one of these so bad.
It's not that hard to get a wrench kit.
How much are, but these ones though, are just nice.
Okay, all right. Now I know what to get you for Christmas.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. Actually, I thought it'd be, ew. Ew. I like how your feet can through the rim. Why does it sound like your dad?
Oh, the swivel mount. I don't think those studs come out.
Figure out the issue with the clunking. First time in its whole life it's come out of the... Oh, shit.
How much you bench press, bro?
Okay, now my question is, how do I get out?
You caterpillar.
Spring. You turn into a fucking worm.
Your hole's so big.
Yeah.
Oh, you only painted one side of it?
Yeah.
Why?
You think I could get to the other side?
Please tell me you didn't spray paint from under the car, though.
Oh my god. You spray painted one side.
Shut up.
Logan.
Look at this paint job, my guy.
I like how I do paint job videos and this is what I give them. This is a digital caliper I have. We're going to see the diameter of both of these bars to show the difference between this one and that one. It at 0. I'm going to pull this back, pull this forward, and as you can see, this bar is about 21 millimeters thick, almost 22 because it's at 0.90. So we're going to round it up to 22. We're going to reset it back to 0 again. We're going to go to this bar. We're going to extend it out, pull this piece back in, 32 millimeters big. We'll go end links. So these ones, these little pencils, 12. All right, 12.9. Go to these ones, 30. I ended up taking this off and moving it down to the middle so I can give it a more neutral effect. So when I do drive, it's more for a daily driving purpose. So I don't have too much understeer, not too much oversteer, just kind of balance it out in the middle. And as for these, what I'm going to do is I already have 2 screws that are, or 2 bolts that are lined up in the underside of this car that are hard to take out. I think it's because they have a spring on it, and so they're not really meant to come out. So they're going to slide through these holes, and the back side of that we'll have 2 nuts, and then from there, this whole thing should just pop right up. And going afterwards, there's a bolt that slides to the top of there, which are these. And what's nice about this right here is that this holds onto the frame of the car, so when you do tighten it, you don't have to have another wrench on the other side. That's what I was talking about earlier, is I thought these were stripped because they look like they're stripped, but they're really not. It's only because that this is supposed to hold it in place while you're tightening it or loosening it.
I mean, dude, it's upside down.
Of course it's upside down.
Do you want to tell them what's wrong? So if people get this
That's
sway
true.
bar?
So what ended up happening is that we put this thing upside down, thinking that it was supposed to be the right way up, and Joe kept telling me this, but I didn't really understand what he was trying to say. So the problem that's happening is that this little bracket right here is actually hitting the bolt, so every time you lift it up, it doesn't want to go up all the way, especially on the other side. It might not look like it here because there's like a little bit of wiggle room. So what we have to do is flip this bar around so this bracket will be on the other side. And there's like a little divot right here and also on the other side, if you guys can really see it. There's one right there, right there, and there's also another one right there. And by doing that and flipping it around, it gives it more room for whenever we need to flip it up to put it to where this end link is. So that's the problem that we're running into. So we're gonna have to take this whole thing off. We're just gonna keep the bushings in. We're just gonna remove that one nut up top, or that bolt up top, pull it out, flip the bar, and then we should be good to go.
Bow, bow.
And you're good, keep going. Oh yeah. Do I look like I just came out of a sewer train?
I mean, earlier you were dirtier because you had leaves and shit in your hair.
I guess it ain't that bad.
But your back is more dirty, if anything.
Oh, that shower gonna feel good though, I ain't gonna lie. We're going on a test drive right now and we're gonna test this thing out, see if everything's tight, and see if there's any noises or anything like that that we didn't catch before, and we'll know for sure if there's any problems along the way. But I'm really excited. I mean, this thing is gonna be probably really, really tight, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna reduce a lot of the understeer that's in the car. Because from...
Yeah, I just interrupted your video like that, buddy.
So we're gonna go on a test drive right now. Either Joe or Jacob's gonna hold it along with you guys, and we're gonna see how well this thing performs.
You look like such a Mustang boy. Literally, you look like the definition of a young patriot.
Now the squirrel's gonna be done.
That thing is low.
I like how the end link just pops out like crazy. I didn't really realize how much you see the sway bar up until this one.
I didn't know you were gonna do that though.
I don't know if that's Explorer behind here. I still don't know how it's gonna handle. I don't know if it's gonna be too much oversteer. Definitely feel like it eliminated that understeer portion of it completely.
GoPro's on still, huh?
Yeah, that's all I'm looking at right now is that GoPro. I don't feel really good at the moment because I feel dirty, but like other than that, like worth every penny. In my opinion, getting this big sway bar, I was kind of hesitant about it because I didn't know if this is how the suspension to react to it. But considering that I have other suspension components that are working well with it, I feel like it really complements everything else. And I would recommend a sway bar. And I think everyone who has said something online about one and said they like it, I see where they're coming from because I was like, I don't really need one, blah, blah, blah. Get one. If you really want to realize a huge difference in your sway bar or just the suspension just in general, this is the mod to get.
I know, that'd be
Like hard turn right now.
I don't feel anybody wrong.
I don't either. Like, it feels good.
Planted as fuck.
couple days have gone by and I've driven on the sway bar, and honestly it feels absolutely amazing. I feel like if you guys are looking to upgrade your suspension in any sort of way, a sway bar is definitely the route to go. It feels very planted and very firm to the floor, and I absolutely love it. And as you guys can see, we are at the SEMA show, so look forward to that video coming here soon. Thank you guys all so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.